bit better. Today I wanted to talk to you guys about a study that I just saw. And in this study, basically, they reveal kind of a pretty shocking reason that marriage rates have declined over the last several years. It's a Cornell University study that basically says that marriage rates have dropped largely due to economic factors, that money is kind of the number one reason that marriages have fallen off. Let's see, according to the study, I'm reading from Inc. magazine. What's going on, David? How you doing, man? According to Inc. magazine, the marriage rates have dipped 8% since 1990. And so what they found in their new study, which is called Mismatches in the Marriage Market, the scholars who wrote the research paper, I'm looking for their names, they said that basically about 7 in 10 adults said it's very important for a man to be able to support a family financially, to be a good husband or partner, while just 32% said the same for a woman, to be a good wife or partner. And so Cornell's conclusion is that the study reveals that there are deficits in the supply of potential male spouses. The study also says that there aren't many good men around. Okay. The study's lead author, Daniel Lichter, says most American women hope to marry, but current shortages of marriable men with a stable job and good income, make this increasingly difficult, especially in the current gig economy of unstable, low-paying jobs. Yet too many men are simply economically unattractive. As inequality increases and technology increasingly takes advantage of cheap labor, love becomes part of a calculation. Long-term plans can't be made. Marriage is but a concept from another time and place. Yet there's another way in which equality is being achieved. Slowly, women are earning more. According to Lichter, marriage is still based on love, but it is also fundamentally an economic transaction. Many young men today have little to bring to the marriage bargain, especially as young women's educational levels on average now exceed their male suitors. So this is interesting because, on the Black Financial Channel, we talk about financial topics with a black spin, but this is everybody. This is white folks too, right? So it sounds to me like white folks are having similar problems that the black community is having. I would say that for the black community, like Tavis Smiley used to say, when America gets sick, black people get pneumonia. Well, I agree with that. I think that same effect exists all throughout America, and it really deeply embeds itself in the black community. And so, a couple of thoughts that come to mind is that I like the fact that it's realistic. I like the fact that they're talking about the economic realities of marriage, and in understanding that marriage ultimately, before it's all about love and all this other stuff, it's really a business transaction. It's a legal document. It's an expectation, it's an obligation. And so I know plenty of men who did not get married because they literally are like, I don't want to pay somebody else's bills. I can't do it. I can't do it. I don't want to do it. When you see men doing better economically, that's when they become, more better prepared for marriage. And so I guess their measures of economically marriable men are not that, the standard's not that high. They said it may be a bachelor's degree or a stable job making more than $40,000 a year. So there can be a person that doesn't have a bachelor's degree who's making good money. Because you guys know what I always believe. I think sometimes a bachelor's degree can give you more debt than economic opportunity, because so if you're going backward more than you're going forward, then you actually had a net loss. So do me a favor, hit the thumbs up button, hit the share button, hit the subscribe button. If you haven't hit the thumbs up button, please do that. Hey, Frederick and Jay and AKA Diluted and David K and Rob and Jason, and feel free to shout out your city. Shout out your city also if you haven't done that yet. So I'd like to get your take on this. Yes or no? Yes or no? Do you think that marriage is more of an economic thing than it is about love, or do you think the opposite? Yes or no? For you, is marriage more about economic conditions, or or something else? Yes, it's more about economics than anything, or do you think that there are other things, right? Because you've heard people make songs like "Ain't Nothing Going On But the Rent." TLC used to say, "No, I don't want no scrubs. A scrub is a guy who can't get no love from me," right? Remember that? What's another one? Beyonce, one of her biggest songs was "Better pay my telephone bills, better pay my automobiles. I don't think you do," right? So you and me are through. I had to finish saying it because it was a great song, but it's also like an interesting song because I think that it does not feed into the fantasy, right? The fantasy is that marriage is supposed to be about love and nothing else. Like you remember that song by 50 Cent, 20 Questions. Anybody remember that song where 50 Cent was like, would you love me? Would you love me if I rode a bus instead of a Bentley? Probably not. Would you love me if I had 20 years in prison and couldn't provide for you for 20 years? Probably not, right? Would you love me if this happened and that happened and that happened? Well, I mean, that's kind of a hard test of love because biology shows that women become less sexually attracted to men when they cannot provide economically. But in the Black community, it's exacerbated for a couple of reasons. One, the Black man has still never learned to find himself economically. Because if the Black man learned to find himself economically, he stopped chasing behind white men and begging them for opportunities. Right. When the Black man really finds himself economically, he's going to say, I'm just as good as a white man. If he can start a business, I can start a business. If he can be a boss, I can be a boss. If he can own things, I can own things. Right. But instead, as Black men, we're raised to be like little boys economically. And ain't no woman going to be attracted to a little boy. A little boy doesn't know who they are. They copy trends. They try to follow the crowd. They try to get up under somebody else. They try to become somebody's beta to another man's alpha. And that doesn't really work so well for you. And so I remember when I used to try to go work for people, I didn't like it. I didn't like it at all. I was like, well, everybody's telling me this is what I'm supposed to do, but it doesn't feel good. It makes me sick. It makes me want to go punch somebody in the face. And so basically, I figured it out. It was like, oh, I get it. I need to have my own shit. When you got your own shit, you can do what you want, right? So then when I went out and got my own shit, guess what happened? When I went out and put as much energy into learning entrepreneurship and wealth building as I put into learning how to go get a job, I actually ended up making, I got a PhD. I was doing okay. Like, white universities wanted to hire me and they wanted to pay me like $100 and some thousand a year. So I was technically a successful man. But once I got free, once I figured out the game and figured out who I really was and what I really wanted to be, I realized I wasn't meant to be somebody's captain. I was meant to be a king. Guess what? I now make about 10 times more than most of my friends who are professors. I am 10 times more successful, at least. I'm known around the world. I can go to cities I've never been to and bump into people on the street. I went to Guyana, a country I didn't even know what Guyana was on the map. A guy came to my house because he saw my house on Instagram and said, "Oh my God, Voices in Guyana," right? So I had the success, right? And all these things wouldn't have been possible if I've been running up behind somebody trying to become a white man's little sidekick. The Black man ain't meant to be nobody's sidekick. The Black man is meant to be the leader. The Black man, everybody's supposed to be our sidekick, but we ain't supposed to be nobody else's sidekick. So we're the original man. We have done things they can never imagine. We have gone through things they couldn't survive. So my belief is that when the Black man really finds himself, and we overcome this mass incarceration epidemic, I think you're going to start seeing Black marriage rates rise up because you're going to start seeing men coming into their manhood and really knowing what manhood really means. A lot of guys have a misperception of manhood. They think manhood is about going around making babies that you don't take care of. That ain't no fucking manhood. Using your penis ain't no manhood. What's wrong with you, man? Like, anybody can use their penis. But taking care of your children and being there for other people and being somebody's rock, that's what manhood is all about. It's about knowing that people can depend on you. Children need to look up to you. Your woman needs to be able to honor and respect you and not feel like you're going to disappoint her at every turn. These are things that Black men are not taught because you're taught this step and fetch it thing from birth. And you run around here cooning and you got 40-year-old men imitating 18-year-old rappers, and doing silly stuff online and all this other stuff. And it's just like, no, like that's not manhood, man. Seriously, you can have fun. You can chill. You can do like this weekend. I got dressed up as a dinosaur and went to a 9-year-old's birthday party. Because I wanted to see the kids smile. That's fine. Have your fun, but don't be a little boy every day of the week. So basically, I think that when you talk about the declining rates of marriage, I can see exactly why it's happening. That's why if you have a son, you got to raise him to know economics before anything else. He must know how to provide before anything else. He must learn the pillars of wealth before he learns anything else. Some of y'all got sons in here that are learning chemistry and white European history and how to play football and basketball and how to rap, but don't know nothing about how to start a business, don't know nothing about how to buy a property, don't know nothing about making an investment. You're setting him up to be somebody's discipline disappointment. That's what you're doing. Prepare him to be a man so that a woman can look at him and depend on him, and they can form a union that is successful for the entire family. That's extremely important. You must prepare that little boy to be a man, and a lot of y'all preparing your little boys to stay as little boys. Stop doing that. Stop doing that. So anyway, I gotta go. It's 10 o'clock. I got a meeting now, but please hit the thumbs up button, share, and subscribe button. Also, make sure you subscribe at theblackfinancialchannel.com. I'm watching. So those of you who are already there, you're already there. Hit the notification bell so that you'll get notifications when I go live. If you like the content on this channel, we do financial content conversations all day long from a Black perspective. I take what's in the media, but then I Blackify it up for you so that you can understand how it affects Black people. You don't get this in college or anywhere else. That you only get this here. So feel free to subscribe or hit the notification bell. If you want to get a text notification when I go live, periodically I'll send out text messages when I talk about financial topics. You can text the word Black Wealth to 31996, one word, not two. Black Wealth to 31996, and you'll be on the text list. And every now and then I can send you guys a text when I go live. I can't do it all the time, but I'll do it sometimes. So Black Wealth, one word, not two, to 31996. Last but not least, All Black National Convention's coming up. I'll be doing a seminar in New York City on the 27th of October, and also I'll be speaking in Louisville, Kentucky on the 14th. If you want to learn about any of these events, please go to drboyceseminars.com. That's drboyceseminars.com. Why the hell do I get the notifications so late? I don't know, Charles, man. I apologize to you, brother. I can't explain YouTube and Facebook and all that. It's a mystery to me. But anyway, I got to go, guys. I got this meeting. Please hit that thumbs up button and the subscribe and notification bell and all that stuff before you go. I'll see you soon. Take care. Peace.